Support and resistance is the first thing most traders learn, but also is the first thing they overcomplicate. Lines everywhere, time frame switching, indicators stacked. I've been there, but once I simplified it, everything changed. My win rate improved and I started trading with real confidence. In this video, I'm going to show you my exact process, step by step, for using support and resistance zones that actually work. A brief introduction of myself if you don't already know. I'm Kojak's Pro, a trader, and I've been at this game for 3.5 years. Believe me, I wasn't profitable when I started out, but I've had my own fair share of ups and downs in the game. Forex trading isn't easy, but you can start off on the right foot by learning the basics. And in this video, I will show you how to draw your support and resistance zones correctly. If you're new to the channel, subscribe. Now let's get into the video. At its core, support is where buyers keep stepping in, and resistance is where sellers keep pushing back. That's it, nothing magical, just where price keeps reacting. Don't start by drawing lines at every high and low, combining various tools like Fibonacci, moving averages, trend lines, RSI, hoping to confirm a zone. That was me before. Don't do that, it's only going to confuse you. Price isn't pinpoint, so I use zones instead of lines. This gives me more flexibility and fewer fake outs. Given my trading style, which is swing trading, I only use 4 time frames to keep it simple. The monthly for overall bias, the weekly for drawing major zones, the daily for trend alignment, the 4-hourly for trade entries. That's it. No 15-minute madness unless I'm scalping. Now here's a step-by-step process which I use to mark my zones. I find 2 or more areas of reaction. Like in this place we can see this is an area of reaction. I'm just going to do this here. This is an area of reaction, and then this is also an area of reaction. I mark it. This is also an area of reaction right here, and then this is area of reaction as well. That is that, and I will now go ahead to use my rectangular tool, which is my zoning tool, to mark the area at the top. I clone it and mark the area at the down. Easy. I don't use lines. I use rectangular tools, which are the best tools to use to mark your zones to avoid bias. Now, how do you know valid and weak zones? Valid zones have multiple touches. Now, to show this is a valid zone. This is one touch. This is another touch. So my beige colored rectangular tools have been used to mark the valid zones. This is a valid zone as well. You can see that there are a lot of touches around this area, just interspersed around this area. Then this is another touch. This is another touch. This is another touch. This is another touch. Now this is another touch. So this is a valid zone as well. And then we've got a touch here and right here. This is a valid zone. And if you go back, if you go into the future, we've seen that it came and respected this zone and still went all the way up. So those are valid zones. To spot weak zones have fewer touches. For in this case, this is a weak zone right here. This is a weak zone right here. And you can see that price just blew past it. What I usually do is to demonstrate the weak zones using my line tool. So this is a weak zone right here, and you've seen that price only respected it twice, 1, 2, and then blew past it, came back above it. Like if I'm going to extend this right here, you see that price is just not respecting the zone, came back above it here, went below it, just kept on interspersing between the zone. That's how you spot valid and weak zones. I'll trust the zone more if it lines up with structure, a major level, or there's a big wick coming from or below it. But if it looks like it was drawn just for symmetry, nah. Let's look at rejection and breakout trades. For rejection, price hits the zone and reverses, like you can see here. For breakouts, price breaks, retests, and continues to the upside. For both trade scenarios, I use the break and retest strategy. Let me show you how to avoid false breakouts, also known as fake outs. Let's say you have identified this point as the highest point made in the market previously. Now we identify that point and we'll put a line there. Mind you guys, we don't use lines, we use zones, but this is just for explanatory purposes. You put a black line there, and you've noticed that this trend seems to be going up because it's making high highs and higher lows. Like you can see here, it's making high highs, higher lows, and then potentially it's already making a high high, and you are trying to buy a trade. Now you have approached that zone and you are only waiting for trades that breaks above such a zone for you to continue bullish trend. So what you do is you wait for a full candle close above the zone. In this case, let's see whether it did that. So we had this candle close, but you can see that if you waited till the end of that candle close, you can see very well that there is a long wick that is rejecting it down. So there is seller's rejection at that area. So that's why sometimes it's good to wait for a candle close, a full candle close. So as you can see in this scenario, the price closed below the zone, and if you had anticipated or taken a trade on the break, you would have lost this trade because it went very below that zone, as you can see right here. Fakeouts are common, especially during news, so be extra cautious when trading during the news. Zones alone are good, but they are powerful when you combine them with structure. In this case, this is a zone and this is a zone, and this is market structure because this was the last higher low the market made. So all this while we were in an uptrend, like you can see, like so. Now after we broke the trend right here, we broke the zone, which also corresponds with structure. Just what happened as price reacted around this zone. You can see we retested it, and then from there price just tanked all the way down, like so. If you can match your zones with break of structure or trend shifts, awesome. This is how I enter my trades. I don't blindly buy a zone. I wait for confirmations like engulfing candles and rejection wicks, and then I get in using my break and retest strategy, like I'll show you here. So typically this is price moving in a bullish fashion. Now I've spotted this as structure, which was the most recent higher low made. So this is structure right here. So right here is structure, and I've spotted that. All I need to get into a reverse trade, or also known as a break of structure trade, is I'd wait for price to basically approach this zone, come below it, break below it, like so, retest the zone, and then once it's about to move, that is where I enter my trade. And that's how I'm able to catch such a trade like this. And I usually put my my take profit at the next possible zone, then my stop loss just above the zone. So in this chart you can see that price has come and broken below this level, and I'll just basically wait for price to come back and retest the zone like it's done here. So this is a retest of the zone. All I'll just do simply is to put sort of a confirmation right here. Just put a line like so, and I'll tell myself, if price now eventually comes to break below this recent low that's been created to confirm a change in trend, I need the price to come back and stay below it. So I'll need basically for price to break back below that zone. So let's watch what the price did that in this scenario. You can see price came here, rejected around it, and you can see that we broke. Now as we broke this zone, this is how I get into this trade typically. Then my stop loss comes above the most recent resistance has been created, and then I go for 1:2 basically, or whatever structure permits. Trading is about reacting and not predicting. My process is clean, visual, and repeatable. If you focus on just this, you outperform 90% of traders chasing the next indicator. Keep it simple, stay consistent, let the zones guide you. If you got any value from this video, give it a like, and if you have any comments, type it down in the comment box. I'll be happy to answer you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel. See you next time.